Hello there friends and welcome. For today's Pathfinder Enhanced Guide we actually have not only the best melee build possible but also my ultimate shifter build. It is without a doubt the cheesiest, most broken build of them all, a demon shifter. With this character, when under demonic rage, you need but to hit the enemy once to drown them in a chain of infinite looping attacks. That's right, one hit will equal an attack loop chain, to the point you can defeat almost anything in the game with just one attack. Well, more like explode. And the best part is, because of how solid the shifter class is, you'll still achieve enormous physical scores, 76 strength, 60 constitution, an absurd amount of hit points, so this build can achieve decent defenses too, together with nice armor class despite penalties even, which can of course go higher if you want through gear selection. Plus, even if you don't want to rely on the wolf form for its infinite trips, and also many bite attacks per round, we'll be able to go with the horse form too for once, for its very special double damage on charge attacks, so that with the pounce ability, every single one of your attacks will deal double damage, with many sources multiplied at once. So without further ado, let us get into our ultimate shifter melee build for infinite attacks. And I might as well already start by explaining how our attack loop chain works. To put it simply, it's all made possible because of the aspect of Kalavaku's demonic ability. Funny how when there's something cheesy, it's always because of aspect of Kalavaku's. This is also what makes demon kinetics so overpowered. Essentially, whenever you succeed at a combat maneuver check during demonic rage, you get to make a free attack against an enemy. It's a free action, so unlimited per round, doesn't cost anything. And here's the fun part. The wolf form allows us to perform trip attacks for free on every single one of our bite attacks. If you don't know what trip means, it will knock down the enemy. While you just need a single attack to get the loop going, you can of course get multiple bites as a wolf. The trip ability is a combat maneuver, so essentially you attack the enemy once with your bite and proc the trip, which is free. You immediately get a free attack from Kalavaku's, which by the way is a bite, so also has a free trip built in. And you probably already know where I'm going, this will just loop. This is all very easy to check during combat. For example, we are under demonic rage, wolf form. Now let's just attack this Gallus Stormcaller here, one of the toughest extreme late game enemies. We only have to hit it but once. We won't even charge, just a normal attack. And there we go. Just look at the combat log, trying to catch up. It was already catapulted into oblivion. Now let's check our combat log. We start with one attack. You can see it because your actual main attacks, well, they are numbered in the combat log. We have 1 out of 8, because I have 8 main attacks. Everything else below this, so starting from this onwards, is actually a free attack coming from our infinite attack loop through Kalavaku's. It's easy to notice because free attacks or attacks of opportunity, they aren't numbered, so notice it doesn't say anything like 1 out of 8. They just aren't numbered because they are free. So free again and again and again and again, and it just goes on until the enemy dies. It really is that fun, that cheesy, that amazing, that broken. The major limitation of this is that, well, it requires you to be under demonic rage, and we have limited uses of it. Around 5 maximum, but nowadays you can go even higher through a special gear you find at chapter 5. This is also why we'll be going with the horse form. The wolf by itself outside of demon rage is already amazing too, so it's a win-win for you. Now, swarms appear to be the only enemy so far truly immune to your attack loop. On the other hand, if the enemy is immune to trip because they have wings, like succubi or the locusts here, they'll still get looped into oblivion. With that out of the way, let's now get into our actual build progression. For our very overpowered build, you'll just be going with the normal shifter, that's right, no archetypes. At first I thought about going with wild effigy, because I haven't tried it before. It's just that, while the armor plating ability can be nice for damage reduction, you lose defensive instinct, and demons actually get a pretty nice bonus to wisdom from one of their major aspects, so I would rather just retain this and go with normal shifter. For race, as always, I'll be going with human for the extra feat at the early levels, but it's not really necessary, and I'll show you another way of doing it too, so you can go with any other race you want. Well, background is going to be the classic street urchin and pickpocket we want initiative. When it comes to your stats, we want to maximize strength for the highest damage and attack rolls, 20 at character creation, because demons can increase this even further, then 15 constitution. As a demon, we can also turn this into an even score later on. Feel free to dump both charisma and intelligence, we are just a raging demon with infinite attacks after all, no need for physical appearance. Then 14 dexterity and 13 wisdom. Or you can just leave constitution at 14 and increase wisdom. For your skills, the classic for shifters athletics because you'll have absurd strength, plus 2 out of the 3 dexterity skills, for me mobility and stealth. For your level 1 feats, if you went with human, the classic power attack and cleave. Even if you don't want to fight with your claws, you can still use your simple weapon proficiency to equip long spears, which are rich weapons early game as you hit enemies from safety, behind your tanks. And cleave will work with your long spears for 2 attacks at the first level. If you did not go with human, just ignore cleave and also cleaving finish at 3, and instead you might as well already go for weapon focus into bites, or combat reflexes, and then just get the other one at 3. Even power attack too, if you prefer. For your first shifter aspect, well, it's the same as my lich one, so either mammoth or wolf. For your deity, any that allows the demon alignments, we might as well go with Gorum, who is the god of battle, and then we have to be chaotic neutral, you cannot be chaotic evil as a shifter. For level 3 as a human, cleaving finish for the extra attack per round, which will work with all of your forms. Otherwise, if you didn't go with human, as I said before, weapon focus or combat reflexes. At level 4, increase strength, which is also what you want to increase on all of the other levels. At level 5, well, we have to go with outflank, it's just amazing. For your second aspect, mammoth or wolf if you didn't pick it before. Now you can already change into the wolf form. And remember, you can only apply 2 minor aspects starting from level 9. So ideally you want to have the wolf form for the major aspect and mammoth for the minor form bonus. For level 7, lunge is the way to go. Reach will be amazing for this build, we won't have to bother with armor class, although you can still reach pretty nice amounts as a shifter. But anyways, it's amazing for cleave and also for our attack loop, so we don't need to be so close to the enemies to still attack them at melee range. For level 9, improved critical into bites. Bites will be our main attack. All of your attacks coming from the infinite loop will also be bites, so it's best to specialize into them. At level 10, for the third aspect, you have a few choices. You can go with Wolverine for a lot extra hit points, Bear for the same purpose, Spider for much higher armor classes, just that well we have lunge for reach, and we also have size increasing spells. We don't really need AC with this build. I would actually go for Horse, because the Horse will be our second major form for the times where you're out of demonic rage. Although honestly, just a normal wolf form is more than enough. I just wanted to use the Horse for one of my builds, because even without the infinite attack loop, the wolf will still get loads of free trips and bite attacks. So the Horse isn't really necessary, just saying you can go with another one if you want, I've already given you the options. Also note that the Horse only really gets amazing once you get Pounce, which for this build should be at around level 12 from a SKALD party member, or earlier if you went with the Kitsune race. For level 11, if you want to use the Horse at maximum efficiency, then you need improved critical into Hoof, because the Horse form has 2 Hoof attacks. I don't think it's necessary though, because honestly the Horse already deals critical damage when charging, right? He deals double damage, which is close to critical hits. I would much rather get combat reflexes now, unless you picked it earlier. At this point it will be at maximum power when combined with improved critical and also outflank. Of course it doesn't really matter when it comes to our infinite attacks, but it's nice to have for when you are out of demon rages. At level 13 is when I would get started into the Shatter Defenses package. So now you want weapon focus into bites. And if you already picked it before by not going human, well, just pick Dazzling Display now and Shatter Defenses at 15. You might be wondering why I'm not going with Shifter's multi-attack. Well, first, it is mostly useless for the wolf form, because you only have one bite attack anyways, you don't have a secondary attack. As far as the Horse, you just have one secondary attack, which is one hoof. The other one is your main hit. So I don't really think it's that needed for this character, but you can go with it if you have the feats to spare. Anyways, Weapon Focus and Bite. For level 15, Dazzling Display or Shatter Defenses. For your other aspect, definitely Wolverine. The extra hit points you'll get, well, are huge. You can even get something close to 800 hit points with this build because you also get constitution bonuses from Demon. That's without being a legend, it really is that amazing. You'll also get rage powers as a Wolverine, but they don't matter much, and I suppose if you want to focus on the Wolverine form, you can even pick it earlier, at level 10 instead of Horse. I mean, you can go with lesser Beast Totem, normal Beast Totem for higher armor class, and also the Pounce ability later on through the greater Beast Totem. To get it, just pick an extra rage power through a normal feat. But you know, a SKALD can provide all of that for free pretty much. I wanted to do something different, so I'll be picking Powerful Stance and Wrecking Blows for even higher damage based on our constitution, but as far as I'm aware, well, the stance powers don't really stack, I believe, so if the SKALD is already providing, let's say, lethal stance, it's not like this will do much, which is why I say these rage powers, if you have a SKALD, they don't offer much use. For level 17, Shatter Defenses, or if you picked it before, go with Improved Initiative. For level 19, you have two choices. You can pick Improved Initiative or Energized Wild Shape, so long as you get your character a +6 Headband of Wisdom before acquiring this, which is pretty easy at this point, because you'll be at Chapter 5. I don't think an extra 1d6 points of damage matter that much when you're just dealing double damage with the horse or infinite attacking with the wolf, so I'll just be picking Improved Initiative. After all, the sooner we can act, the sooner we can attack and loop the enemies into submission, even bosses. As for your last shifter aspect, we might as well go with Bear for even more hit points and higher constitution. Alright, now let us cover Mythic Progression for our infinite attacking demon shifter. For the first ascension, close to the abyss of course. We are a demon after all, and the extra gore attack is amazing and works with all of your forms, most of them anyways, because they don't have any innate gore attack. Certainly the wolf and the horse and the dinosaur, the best ones. For Mythic 1, as with any shifter, Master Shapeshifter is the way to go for the huge bonuses to your physical scores. For Mythic level 2, the classic Mythic Power Attack. For even higher damage, we want our infinite attacks to deal as high damage as possible. For Mythic level 3, Ever Ready is the way to go, just the same as usual. So that if you are out of Demon Rage uses, you'll still proc lots of free attacks anyways, either more wolf bites with trip, or the horse attacks for double damage. For Mythic 4, Mythic Critical into bites. You could pick Hoof Chew if you wanted to specialize further into the horse, it's just that, well, our looping attacks will all be bites. Now, for our first demonic aspect, this is extremely important. Calabacus is the way to go. As I've explained before, it's what makes the magic work. For Mythic level 5, well, we might as well go with Mythic Charge to make the horse's attacks even better. And by the way, this bonus here will be doubled by the horse's special feature. For the second lesser aspect, Sheer is the way to go for the powerful charge ability, plus it even enhances your attack rolls too, so overall it's amazing. Then for the first major aspects, the classic Balor to share the normal rage bonuses with all allies for free, plus the bonus to constitution, and of course Vavakia for the bonus to strength. For Mythic 6, you don't really need another Mythic feat until Mythic Initiative, which should be acquired later. So for now, extra Mythic, and well, you actually have a lot of choices. Do you want more AC? Go with Archmage Armor. Do you want to make attacks even if you roll a 1, which is a critical failure by default? Always a chance. Do you want the ultimate tanking ability in the game just in case? Last Stand, which is what I'll be picking. You'll have the space for the other ones anyways. For another lesser aspect, Incubus is the way to go for the bonus to damage. For Mythic 7, either Archmage Armor, because we can, or Always a Chance. I'd rather Always a Chance now. Then Aspect of Shadow Demon for the bonus to Wisdom, which will directly increase your AC and will saving throws too. The other lesser aspects don't matter because you're limited to just 3 on at the same time. And well, we already have what we need, Calabacus, Sheer and Incubus. For Mythic 8, this is when I would pick Mythic Initiative. Or you can just pick it at Mythic 10 too. And now get an extra Mythic ability, Archmage Armor. For Mythic 9, I'll be going with Archmage Armor, but as I said, AC doesn't really matter that much. You can even pick something like Unrelenting Assault, but look, battles will be over in 1 round when you're raging anyways, even without rage. For the first Demon Lord aspect, it's the usual, Pazuzu will grant an extra attack that even stacks with haste, but you know, we already have infinite attacks when raging anyways. Nocticula is my preferred pick here for that reason, because you can at least use it to share all of the rage bonuses, including the aspects, to an ally. If you share it to a pet like the wolf and the dog, they will also have looping attacks, so even better. As far as Mythic 10, you can truly pick anything you want. Even Mythic Sneak Attacker, because at this point you'll have Sneak Attack for free. And well, you might as well pick Pazuzu now, because the other ones aren't really that important. Alright, now let us cover gear for our infinite attack loop, Demon Shifter. For the amulet, early game you want to go with Amulets of Mighty Fists to enhance your natural attacks. Eventually just Valexiers for the highest strength bonus possible. Armor is completely useless. For shirts and robes, as usual, Bestial Rags for the very nice ratio boosts to ability scores. For belts, early on belts of strength, but later just belts of physical perfection for all scores. For gloves, the paws of the Bear King, so we can get +5 to our natural attacks and still retain the ability to use Valexias. For boots, I just went with Boots of Stampede here, for the bonus damage when charging, which is amazing when you go with the horse form, even the wolf too, but you can also go for One-Egg Sacrifice if you prefer. For hats, early game Headbands of Wisdom, later the Owl's Cowl. Together with the Mask of Rapid Bites as far as the glasses slots, this item is a must-have for any wolf build, any build that has bites. Whenever you attack for the first time in a round with a bite, you immediately proc a free bite. It really is amazing. And you can get it pretty early at chapter 2 from one of Obrick's quests. For cloaks, at first, Cloaks of Resistance with the highest modifier, but eventually just the Demon Special Mythic Cloak, because it's what lets your Demon aspects scale even further, even past Mythic 10. For rings is the usual, Ring of Triumph at Advance for huge bonuses. Remember, if you have someone cast the Rage spell on you, you can actually get +4 morale to strength and also constitution. And this rage will stack with, you know, the demon rage bonuses. For the other slot, I just have the Ring of Evasion here, which is great to avoid enemy spell damage because of the high reflex from being a shifter. Don't forget the Bane of Spirit is amazing too, to convert all your damage into irresistible, but any character can equip this. But don't forget, we also now have a new OP ring called the 7 Virtues of a True Ruler. I believe you can get it at chapter 5 only through the Shard of Arodan Storyteller Relic. You can choose one of these effects here to activate whenever you want, but most importantly for Demon it will provide you with an additional +5 uses of your Demon Rage, so that's double the maximum amount. As far as bracelets, just go with Animal Fury for the further boost to natural attacks. Now let's cover weapons and Quickslots. For weapons, as usual, Hasty Eradicator, because it will provide an extra attack even when under wild shape. For the Quickslots, the lucky dice for neat bonuses. Extend Meta Magic Rods are here only to extend 2 very important demon spells, Abyssal Skin and Life Bane. You can even cast the Rage spell yourself as a demon. Feel free to ignore this message saying Charisma interferes with your spellcasting. It does not for the Mythic spellbooks. Of course, the Signet of House Vespertilio to increase any skill you want, together with the Triceratops statuette for a close to full scaling pet, despite not having one from Shifter Progression. Also, just as a note, because I forgot to talk about this before, demons at Mythic 7 get the Deadly Natural Weapons feature, which means you don't really need Shifter's multi-attack with them, unless you wanted to activate Shifter's Fury with a form that had a lot of secondary attacks early, because regardless of it, at Mythic 7, all of your natural attacks will count as primary for full bonuses. Well, alright friends, so this was it for my Ultimate Melee Demon Shifter Infinite Attack build. I hope you've enjoyed the cheese. It doesn't really get any cheesier than this one. If you found this guide useful, as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and even consider becoming a channel member. Your support is highly appreciated. Thank you for watching and see you next time, friends.